English speaking practice. I used to. I used to drink beer. I used to be fat. I used to coach football. I used to think so. I used to like that. I used to be poor. I used to babysit you. I used to wear glasses. I used to play hockey. I used to trust Tom. I used to live here. I used to hate spinach. I used to hate exercising. I used to be shy. I used to be lazy. I used to be thin. I used to eat meat. I used to work here. I used to be skinny. I used to teach French. I used to be overweight. I used to be wealthy. I used to play golf. I used to keep a diary. I used to have a girlfriend. I used to think that way. I used to work with Tom. I used to be a gardener. I used to work for Tom. I used to tell Tom everything. I used to be like Tom. I used to think like you. I used to complain a lot. I used to drive a truck. I used to cry a lot. I used to hate doing this. I used to be the manager. I used to enjoy watching TV. I used to be quite handsome. I used to be happy here. I used to jog every morning. I used to love telling jokes. I used to do that sometimes. I used to travel a lot. I used to have a sailboat. I used to listen to English programs. I used to swim here every day. I used to swim in this river. I used to play in this park. I used to think no one cared. I used to work in a supermarket. I used to want more than this. I used to live near the ocean. I used to sing you to sleep. I used to pretend I was Tom. I used to be a teacher here. I used to be rich like you. I used to be poor like you. I used to be fat like you. I used to be a professional musician. Tom and I used to be friends. Tom and I used to be neighbors. Tom and I used to be roommates. I used to think this was impossible. I used to go camping every summer. I used to discuss things with Tom. I used to have that same problem. Tom and I used to work together. I used to walk home from school. I used to think that was true. I used to play music with Tom. I used to know Tom quite well. I used to have very long hair. I used to be scared of snakes. I used to skip classes a lot. I used to play in that park. I used to own a sports car. I used to work in a bank. I used to like you a lot. I used to be good at this. I used to wash my own car. I used to call Tom a lot. I used to be a cat lover. I used to hate singing in public. I used to be a good boxer. I used to try to do that. I used to work in a restaurant. I used to swim better than Tom. I used to sing in the choir. I used to want to be rich. I used to get dizzy a lot. I used to snore, but not anymore. I'm not what I used to be. I used to take a walk before breakfast. I used to go to school with him. I used to go to church on Sunday. I used to dream about becoming a model.